If you would like to know who the Persians were and where they came from, you will enjoy this. In the classical age, there were many challengers of Greece. The top of these challengers were Persia. The Persians were one of the biggest empires in history, for many years dominating land from the Balkan states all the way to the Indus Peninsula and even incorporating some of modern-day Egypt. The founding of an empire. The empire was founded through colonialism. It was created after Cyrus II and his grandfather fell out with each other's favor. Cyrus conquered his grandfather's land and was recognized by the people as Saha. He began the Achaemenid dynasty and began building up the Persian Empire. The full size of the empire was built up by his successor Darius the Great, who built up the land into the 20th biggest empire in the world. The Persians' military strategy was key to their success. They were one of the first civilizations which used a variety of units. They used infantry, cavalry, and artillery to take down their opposition. Although you would usually expect the cavalry to consist of horses, the Persian cavalry also consisted of elephants. These elephants were straddled with boxes containing archers. They would use their artillery to scatter the enemy and then run their cavalry into the frightened enemy. The remaining enemies would be finished off by their infantry. The Persians, unlike many of the other ancient civilizations, had many different faiths because of the extent of their empire. But in the later years they developed a monotheistic faith, which means they believed in one god, and were one of the first people in the ancient world to have a monotheistic faith in 650 BC. Their faith was called Zoroastrian, after the philosopher Zoroaster. They had made many festivals which would be celebrated at different times of the year, the New Year festival being the most notable. The Persians were also brilliant artists and had many skilled professionals creating vases and sculptures, as well as carpet weaving. The ancient Persians had unique scientific solutions to their problems. They used the garnet system, which uses channels to hydrate crop fields from underground water sources. The Persians also invented the windmill. They used to pump water and grind grain with. They also had their own postal system and roads to transport themselves quickly across their big empire. The Persian Empire was not suddenly destroyed, but it began to deteriorate over time through parts of its empire being lost to neighboring kingdoms. The Achaemenid dynasty was finally overthrown by Alexander the Great. After Alexander the Great's death, Persia was inherited to Seleucus, one of Alexander the Great's generals.